righty, here I am. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Midlife Mojo Monday here at the 2 o'clock-ish Eastern Standard Time hour. You guys know that I aim for my 2 o'clock every single time, and I just do my best. But always know that I will be here to do a Midlife Mojo Monday. If you can't catch it live, then there's always a replay to watch later. And I started these Midlife Mojo Mondays every Monday just because I wanted to start your week off with thinking about your life and thinking about how you can find your midlife mojo. So I pick a topic or I do an interview or a demonstration, something that can just kind of help you along this journey in this path. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jill Lebowski, if you're new to this page. And I am the owner of Midlife Mojo, and I am a health coach, a Pilates instructor, an essential oils educator, and most importantly, I am the Midlife Mojo master. I've really, over the past 15 years, honed my skills working with in women's wellness and really specializing in the women over 40. We're kind of an unforgotten, underserved population, and so my mission here in Midlife Mojo is just to be the guiding light for you all, kind of to provide a little bit of education, resource, and support so that we can all go out there and shine our lights on everybody out there and show them that midlife is a time to thrive, not just survive, and definitely not to, you know, throw in the towel. And hello, hi. Oh, a friend is with you too. Good. I can't see what you, maybe look on my, your name isn't capturing, but I'll quickly look. Let me see if I can find you on my phone. It shows up. I don't know how to do that. All right, I'm not going to do this. Let's see. No, I'm not that. Oh, there I am. Janine. All right, now I know who's talking to me. Awesome. And I'm glad you have a friend. Thank you. So today's topic is, well, first of all, let's talk about the theme. So in this group, every week on Mondays starts a new theme of the week. And then I kind of loosely tie that theme into my Midlife Mojo Monday and all of my different posts during the week and so forth. So this week's theme is vacations, and I kind of plan out my themes in advance. So it kind of was like vacations. I don't know how many of us are really taking vacations right now, right? A lot of us had some maybe fantastic trips planned this summer. I know I did, and it got canceled. My daughter had a big trip canceled. So there are a lot of people here in, at least in America, who aren't really doing a lot of traveling. I don't know what it's like abroad, but I'm going to assume that you're probably not doing a lot either over there. And so for so much of us, I don't know, but like summer just really means kind of that mental, we look for that physical and that mental break from just our daily routine. And here we really have been in this kind of rut of a routine for months and months and months. And we really do need a break, but there's so, kind of feels like there's nowhere to go. And so, I know I planned a vacation, small one for us in June, and then got nervous and canceled. And then in July, a couple of weeks ago, and then we canceled and planning another one for August, hopeful, kind of far away from everybody, just my family before my son goes back to school. It's, which that doesn't thrill me either, but that's a whole other topic. But anyways, so I just kind of thought that it would be really kind of a great idea to talk about mental vacations. Because really what a mental vacation does is it just kind of breaks the routine of whatever your thoughts are in. And right now, it's so easy to be in this negative mindset. When you wake up in the morning and maybe you're feeling good and you flip open your phone to Facebook and the first thing that hits you is some kind of news that sets you off. And it's kind of hard to kind of get out of that and that routine. So I wanted to talk a little bit about mental vacations, what we can do. This isn't going to be a really long Midlife Mojo Monday, but just some things that I came up with of ways that we can just kind of get out of our heads, which is really important. When we're physically exhausted, we know what to do, right? When we're physically exhausted, we go to sleep, we take a nap. But when sometimes people are mentally overloaded, they don't even really realize it. Like I was thinking of like a toddler, right? When they're so just frustrated and tired and they don't even know what's going on and they just have a total full-on tantrum and they can't even tell you why, right? For us adults, we have that too. I call them mommy meltdowns, when you're just like out of your mind, screaming, yelling, upset, whatever it is, crying, and you don't even really know why. And a lot of times it's just life overload is just kind of been piled and piled, and we are just, we're strong women and we're going through life and we're not really thinking about it. And we're just mentally exhausted. So, hey, Karen, thanks for joining us. Oh, congratulations. I'll be getting your Mojo blend out there, hopefully this week. So anyway, so frequent mental vacations are really essential for restoring your emotional well-being. So I want you guys to think about that for a moment. What do you do during the day? During the day, maybe the week. I'm hoping during the day, just something to kind of relax or at least decompress at the end of the day so you can get a good night's sleep. As anybody who does anything specific as a routine or anything that works that they find helpful, or maybe you don't do anything and you're looking for help, that's okay too. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a quick little drink before I launch into my suggestions. I'll give you guys a second if you want to write anything in, if you're listening on the replay or live. All right. Here are some suggestions for things to do, and I really do highly suggest that you incorporate them on a daily basis, finding just some way. I mean, we really are, whether there's a pandemic going on or not, we really deal, midlife women, with a lot of things. We've got maybe younger kids at home, maybe, that need you. Maybe you've got older kids who are out of the house who still need you. Maybe you have grandkids, that you're taking care of. You've got husbands, spouses, and relationships that you're in. Work maybe still, obligations, volunteer. It's a heck of a lot that we've got on our plate. And as we've been shouldering this for a long time. But if we can find some suggestions, just little things during the day, just to kind of, as I say, just like, I call it just getting myself out of my head for a little bit. It kind of just rejuvenates us and helps us really function much better. Really does. It helps us tackle all of those things much better, and reduces our risk of stress-related issues. The number one killer for women over 50 is heart disease, is heart attacks. Due to the stress. I talk about, melting the midlife middle. Well, a big part of that midlife middle is because of the hormone cortisol being released due to the high levels of stress a lot of us experience. So definitely take a listen and see if maybe there are some of these that sound or resonate with you that you could maybe, integrate. So the first one for me, it's been this since childhood, is just to read a book. Maybe it's read a magazine article, not something on here though. Get off of here, even if it's Kindle. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not a Kindle person. Maybe you are. But I just kind of say get away from a screen, because I think it's just a screen does something with your eyes. It's a mental thing, something about holding a book and smelling a book and curling up in bed, or a special spot in your house that's just for you, that's nice and quiet. And if you're like, oh God, I can't read, I don't got time to read. So set 10 minutes. Everybody can find 10 minutes. For gosh sakes, even if it's on the toilet, for goodness sakes, take an extra 10 minutes when you're done so nobody knows, and sit there and just read whatever you've got to do. But maybe that would be a way, because reading for me is just a huge escape. And don't make it be a reading, I'm a big proponent of, personal development. And if it's something that's going to motivate you, then okay. But if it's something that's going to keep you kind of thinking still, I'm talking about just reading for fun, reading for pleasure. Join our Melt the Midlife Middle book, or excuse me, not melt, join our Midlife Mojo book club. That's the fourth Monday of every month. I have a book up there. You can look for the event in the group, and you can find out what book we're doing. And I purposefully set that for this reason, because I'm a big book person and I know how much it helps me. And I won't do it unless I have some kind of obligation to read for fun. And so that's what I've done. And I got to tell you, sometimes it's the day before the book club, and my husband's like, what are you doing? And I'm literally reading an entire book the whole day. But you know what? I feel like awesome, like this escape. But really, if we could be reading a chapter a day, even better. So think about reading a book. Anybody reading right now? Karen, yes, 10 minutes always turns into 30. And great. Like, we shouldn't feel guilty for that, right? Whatever that other 20 minutes we were doing, believe me, we can find 20 minutes to fill in those blanks later on. And usually it's nothing that important. So yeah, if you're reading anything good right now, stick it in the comments. I always love good books to read and suggestions for us. All right, so my next suggestion was to visualize yourself in your happy place, right? So really just sit, go somewhere quiet again. My porch is my happy place. So I just kind of go out there and sit, but then I really try to like close my eyes and just think about, wherever that may be for you. If it's, maybe up in the mountains or at the beach, or, with your kids or your grandkids or your spouse, doing something, maybe riding horses. I don't know, whatever it is for you that just really fills you with just true like joy. Like when you start like thinking about it, like you can feel a whole shift in your mind and in your body, and really like close your eyes and like make it juicy, like make the details juicy. Like, what are you wearing? Like, get your senses aroused. What are you smelling? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? Just make it really real to you. Like, so real that like you can't almost like draw the line between reality and where you are, right? And then when you wake up from that moment, when you kind of let yourself come out of that moment, it's kind of that feeling. Now you kind of remember, your brain remembers what it feels like to feel that relief, that happiness. And you can kind of, those times when it's struggling to get it, you can almost tap into that feeling quicker if you're kind of practicing this visualization on a daily basis. When you really need to call on it, you can tap into that. So try that, just that real, as like I call it, like that, the delicious, like, ooh, just gives you chills all over. Like the last thing you want to do is open your eyes and face reality. Like that's how real it feels, that kind of visualization. Anybody do that at all? At all? It's really, I do it a lot for actually visualizing my future and things that I want. So I will really kind of, if there's something, whatever it may be, let's say when I was releasing my new book. All right. I really sat and for, days on end, just kind of played with that visualization of what it felt like to release my book. And, people, I could visualize myself of people typing me and writing me things, and my phone writing me, and people telling me how much it changed their life. And I was watching the Amazon numbers go up as my royalties were going up, and all these kind of things, true, not true, it doesn't matter. It felt really real and it felt really good. And so when I went out there to promote my book, I kind of had that energy around me to do that. So that kind of just kind of gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. All right. So on the other side of that, you can do more of like a quiet, meditation where it's a little bit different, where maybe you're just totally letting go. You're not thinking of anything. When a thought comes in your mind, you're just releasing it. And meditation is hard for people. Does anybody meditate like really like they're really good at it? Because if you do, give us some hints, of how you get into it. My mind, you guys, for know me, my mind runs as fast as my mouth runs. And to quiet my mind really is hard. But ways that I have found that I can't just sit there quietly, but if I have like a mantra or an affirmation or even a guided meditation to listen to, then I really can release those, thoughts. And I can notice when thoughts come in that don't serve me, and I can say, okay, oops, here comes that thought, and I can exhale and let it go and get back to, that's why I like an affirmation or a mantra, because it just is something that when, all of a sudden I could be kind of, I don't even realize sometimes 30, 40 a minute's gone by and I've just wandered down this rabbit hole of thoughts and during my meditation. And I'm like, oh, wait, what am I doing? And then I can go back to that affirmation or that mantra to pull me back into it. So that's another suggestion. Now, this was one, I actually found this one online, but I'm actually doing it right now. And it's so true. And it was to kind of just go through old photos, whether it's on your phone or through albums, and just kind of really reminisce of those happy times. I love, that's what I love for Facebook memories, right? Right now, it's actually bringing up, this was our week, we would have, right before we went to the Young Living Convention, and my husband and my son and I, we did a whole week-long trip out west to all about 3 or 4 different national parks, Zion and Bryce and all those. And it was just amazing. So all those pictures are coming up, and it's so fun just to kind of reminisce and kind of go back there. I've been doing with my mom, I've got bins and bins of family photos that I have. My parents are divorced, and I kind of taken ownership of all of them. And so I've got my mom on severe lockdown since March. She's susceptible, and I just don't want her going anywhere. So I'm kind of her entertainment. So weekly, sometimes twice weekly, I just go over there, and I had my husband bring a bin, and we're just starting to go through those bins and separating them out. And we're just having fun, oh, remember this and remember that. And I'm asking, who's this person? And it kind of is good for her too, to kind of get her memory going. So just another way of taking that mental vacation. All right. Does anybody do that? Anybody, I'm a big scrapbooker. That was one of my entrepreneur businesses. My very first one actually was a scrapbook business. So I'm a big scrapbooker. And I just, even my kids to this day, they have, it just cracks me up. They have their friends come over, their girlfriends, their boyfriends. The first thing they do is, they go and they pull out their baby scrapbooks, right? They like to reminisce. It feels good sometimes to walk down memory lane. So another thing is kind of going along with scrapbooking is, hey Faith, how you doing? Is journaling, right? Journaling your future. So I was saying to visualize, well, you can do that same thing, but journal it all down. Write every little thing. So I was telling you, I visualize my future. I'm better at journaling than I used to be because I see how beneficial it is and how much it works. I wish I did it more. Is anybody here a really good journaler? If anybody needs, first of all, I've got a good friend, Susan Von Aiken. She's in this group. I think I'll have her post later. She sells these really beautiful journals and planners on Amazon. I'll have her post later, her link. But, get yourself like a really pretty journal and just kind of have it with you and make it a daily habit if you can. I say that as one who needs to as well, make it a daily habit. But I do hit my journal at least once or twice a week. And I kind of take these thoughts, these visualizations, these juicy details, and I just write them all down. And I'm a big believer that your thoughts kind of create your reality. And so when you do have it written down, that's why I started to do it. You can kind of go back and you can see, wow, that came true. Wow, that came true. And it makes your belief that what you do up here really affects what you do out there in the world. When you see that, and you go back and you look, and it makes you want to do it more. So that's why these mental vacations are so important, to kind of keep us always thinking in the mindset that we want to be in, so that we start, attracting into our lives the things that we want to have ultimately. So hold on, I'm just going to click something here so I can read. Faith, you love visualizing, and I know you're a big visualizer and journal. You're one of my role models for it, for sure, because I've seen the results, Faith, that you get when you do it. I know my friend Diana's who's in this group too. She's a big one of it. And I've seen the results that she gets. So it really is, sometimes it seems a little woo-woo, these like visualizations and these meditations and these journaling. But when you commit and you put them in practice, even if it's for 30 days, you just do it. And then you really see the benefits of that shift in your life because you've shifted your thoughts. It really makes a huge difference in your world. And these little mental vacations are just the very, very like tip of the iceberg, that first step to doing that. All right. So another one, this is one of my big ones to get out of my head, is to listen to music. Like just, if nobody's around, turn up the music and dance like nobody's watching. And if people are watching, who cares? You guys saw that post I did this past week with the three little girls dancing, the left, the middle, and the right. And what one are you? And it cracked me up because I would say 9 out of 10 people who answered even the question were the middle people, right? They're the ones that they don't care. They're out there. They love to be seen, right? They don't care, letting it all hang out. And I envy that. Oh my gosh, do I envy that so much. I'm kind of more the right or the left girl, I'm maybe not completely shy, but definitely not a let it all hang out kind of person, especially when it comes to dancing. But, whether it's that or singing out loud, but just music truly, soothes the soul, right? As I was saying it, that line from American Pie was going through my head, music soothes the. All right, I won't sing to you, I promise. But anyways, music truly does soothe the soul. So whether it's, does anybody here play an instrument? Right? That can be whether it's, so maybe it's not even just putting on music, maybe it's just getting into playing your own music. I know my son, I always know when he's trying to get out of his head because he'll pick up his guitar and he'll start playing. So it's really, music truly is a beautiful thing. Music and dancing, Faith, that's you. Have you thought of mental vacations for teens or children? I have not, but that they really, I can see how important that would be. And I see, especially my teen, we were talking yesterday, just a little digression, but we were talking yesterday just about what's going on in the world. She's going to be 16 and a very thoughtful child. Like she thinks a lot and she's very social action. She was talking about her generation is the social action generation and they're the best generation and so forth. But being a social action generation also comes with a lot of thinking and burdens and sometimes a lot of adult topics and so forth. So yes, I think that they too and they're not even being around their friends, their usual fun, like their usual recess for younger kids, all the things they used to get for these little vacations from their life. They don't have. So faith, fantastic idea. Yes. If you do have kids or grandkids, another thing to encourage as well. All right, I got a couple more here for you. One of these was to take a gratitude walk. So taking a walk is fantastic, right? Just to kind of get out of your head. But if you can couple that with like a gratitude walk. So while you're walking, like really just thinking about, wow, like how beautiful that tree is and how grateful you are that, God made, the nature so perfect that that tree is giving you shade as you're walking by, or you're hearing the birds singing and how grateful you are that it's not raining outside, whatever it may be. But just as you're going along your walk, just thinking about your own life. Um, there's a singer that I love, Karen Drucker, and she just does a lot of gratitude music. So it's not religious music per se, it's just more spiritual music. And I listen to her a lot when I'm walking, because it kind of just gets, first of all, it's very like upbeat and kind of modern, but I just love her words are all about just being grateful for life. And so Karen Drucker, Drucker is her name. And again, it's not any kind of religion. It's just kind of just spiritual, uplifting music. But anyways, does anybody else take gratitude walks at all, or just use walks as a way of kind of clearing their head? Because you get your bang for your buck, you're getting your exercise in too. So that's always a good bonus. And I didn't even put that on here, but exercise for a lot of people can be a mental vacation too, because your endorphins start flying all over, and most of us feel really good after a good brisk walk or run or bike ride or swim or tennis game, things like that. And also talking about gratitude, I wanted to say that I notice even with all of the posts that I do during the week, the one that gets the most traction are my Thankful Thursday posts. When I ask people in the moment just to stop and write 3 things they're thankful for, like that, by far every week gets the most responses to it. So I know that's what I love about this group. Like I know this is a group that truly understands the power of being thankful and of being grateful. I joined a lot of other, 40 and up, 50 and up groups, and all these women seem to do, excuse my language, is bitch and moan about their lives. And you know what? The results that they're bitching and moaning about are because of that. So these, being thankful Thursdays, these great gratitude walks, really can, are just so beneficial for our mental psyche and just our overall well-being. All right, I said this wasn't going to be long, and here I am at 23 minutes. I've like taken my notes and I'm just expounding and expounding. But when I get going, it's just such an important topic, I think. And and I just really want to kind of drill this home for you guys and give you some good suggestions. Let me see, Barbara, I see your name there. Would you write? Let me see, walking there. Yep, definitely, Karen. You have a specific gratitude journal. Yep, Barbara, absolutely. Good. Is that you? I think that's you who wrote it. I'm having trouble with figuring out my messages, and I don't want to take too much time playing with it, or God forbid, hit something and lose you all. But messages below. Just if you press that button, it would show up. Nope. I don't. All right, not going to play. I'm almost done anyways. But another one, ooh, this is my favorite. Where's my Lori Mashad? Her and I, we talk about this all the time. We take little mental vacations by taking our power naps. We love our little like 20-minute, 30-minute power naps, sometimes hour, 2-hour power naps during the day. I just, for myself, I'm a night owl. I just am. I try to go to bed early. Even when I get into bed early, it's still 2 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of times I'm up early with the dogs or life or whatever. And so my power naps are just vital. Otherwise, I'm grumpy. I can't focus. So power naps. Who loves their power naps? Yay, right? We love our power naps. Let me see. Ooh, I've got my other Facebook open. Life or whatever. And so my power naps are just vital. Let me turn this down. I saw some girls do this the other day. I'm like, oh, duh. I could use my this to see comments. Let's see. Diana Decker. Oh, thank you for joining us. Somebody else I didn't see on here. Oh, it was you, Diane, who asked about the mental vacations. That was a great suggestion. Thank you. Barbara, yes, gratitude walk. Awesome. Okay, so 2 more. Pamper Yourself. The next one. So just give yourself like a nice bath. Does anybody, my essential oil users, like, right? Isn't that so nice just to put some oils in a bath, or just even take a bubble bath? just something to kind of chill the day. My sister, I'm a shower person, so for me, it's just taking a hot shower. But my sister, since she's been a child to this day takes a bath almost every single night. It's kind of a funny thing in our family. But like, she always makes her phone calls a lot of times, or, you get her from the bathtub, where she's relaxing. So that could be a good thing. Or maybe giving yourself a nice facial or doing your nails, just something for yourself at home, maybe a half-hour break out of your day just to kind of relax. For those of you who are home entrepreneurs, or a lot of us now are working from home, right? This is really important just to take these little mental breaks. So maybe it is, during the middle of your workday. Like right now, I already know, like I want to go, there's a plant that for 3 days I've been wanting to take it out of its pot and put it into this planter. And like I have been just working and working. I'm like, today, that's it. Actually, as soon as we get off here, before I even get back into work, I'm going to go take that time for myself and I'm just going to go plant my plant. Right. And I actually have 2 of them to do. I may even take the time and do 2. Like, again, 30 minutes out of your life, you can always make up that 30 minutes somehow. So for those of you who are really working from home and it's, you're not taking that time, that is the beauty of being a work at home person, is that you can work at any hour of the day. So if you take 30 minutes at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so tack it on to the end of your day. Or you know what, there's always tomorrow. Like nothing in life is so pressing and nothing is more important than your mental health. Nothing. I mean, if we don't have our mental and our physical health, then really, what's the point, right? There's no point. All right. So kind of going along, that is my last one, and it kind of goes along with that bath and it's just using your oils in general, right? I know there's about half the people in this group already use your oils, and so I know that maybe I'm already preaching to you guys, preaching to the choir on this one a little bit. But for those of you who don't use essential oils, I can't stress enough how life-changing they were for my emotional and mental health. I really use them more for emotional well-being than even physical well-being. I've got my few that I use for my hot flashes and my belly aches and things like that. But for the most part, I wake up every morning. I was talking to a member who just got a new, actually she's not a member, but she's just a friend of mine who got a new diffuser bracelet. And she was just asking me about like different oils to put on there. And I just say that in the morning, I just kind of wake up and kind of go over and it's like, what do I feel? And I grab a couple and I'll smell a couple and kind of go with it. What do I need that morning? And it's amazing. Essential oils work so quickly that when you inhale an essential oil, within 20 seconds, it's gone through your brain, and it's already in your limbic system, which is your emotional system. And the truth is that of your 5 senses, that's the first one to be triggered. So you're going to always have an emotional response before you have a physical one. So if you kind of find yourself starting either waking up in a bad mood, or maybe you hang up with somebody in a bad mood, or you just need some kind of pick me up because you're just not feeling it that day, grabbing an oil and just inhaling it, putting it into your fuser, rolling it on you, putting it in water, however you like it, can really, for those of you who don't use oils, it always sounds like magic wand. And I always feel like I always sound that way, but it's truly like, don't take my word for it. Like seeing is truly believing. And, so many people I know, like deep down skeptics, including myself, once you have that reaction, you're just like, whoa, like how easy is that? So definitely, grab out your oils. If you don't have oils and you want to sample some, message me and I'm happy to get some in your hands just to try. We can talk about what's going on for you and getting the right ones in your hands, that kind of thing. For me, I love, just for my mental breaks, I love white angelica. That's one I always use, like just kind of diffuses negative energy, kind of like your angel wings. You put it right here on your shoulders. Sacred Mountain, just the name, right? Sacred Mountain. It sounds really grounding. And then kind of going along with that is my sacred frankincense. And that to me, I just put a drop on my thumb and put it on the roof of my mouth. It's how I start my day every day. It just is a nice for overall well-being, physically and emotionally. That's how I start my day every day. So that's kind of my stuff. Any other ideas that you guys do to take a mental break? Or maybe I'd love to hear in the comments. Hopefully maybe I've inspired you to maybe do something new. So Barbara, you said you don't do baths enough. So maybe that's what we're going to inspire you to do this week, Barbara, is take a bath, right? So but think about today, right? It's only 2:40. What is something you guys can do today out of those things I named or on your own to take 10, to take 20, to take 30 minutes for yourself. Put it in the comments, or at least think about it, right? At least think about it. So I just want to kind of wrap this up by saying, we're truly in the heat of summer now. And as temperatures are rising, here in the world, like, people are getting heated, and the energy, the negative energy is rising all around us. It's so easy to absorb other people's energy. So you are responsible for your own physical and mental well-being, right? So take these mental vacations. Nobody's going to give you the permission, right? Nobody is. You've just got to take them. Right? As I said, steal them where you can, whether it's locking yourself in a closet, so nobody sees you. I don't care. Steal them where you can, right? Don't feel bad about it. Instead, look forward to it. Instead, if anybody's making you feel guilty for them, let them know this is what you need. This is what you need so that you can be the best you for them and for you. Okay, really, really important. So I just want to end by saying, in a few weeks, I have a really great guest I'm going to be interviewing. It's July 22nd at 7:30. You can go ahead and mark your calendar. I'm going to make an event a little bit later on. But her name is Wendy Wolf, and she wrote a book a few years ago that I read. She's a friend of mine, and she wrote a book a few years ago that I just loved. And I mean, she probably wrote this book, I don't even know now, maybe 5 years ago, might be a little bit longer, and it has stuck with me all of these years. And even back then, this was even before I was in this kind of world, I knew that one day I was going to present her book to people, because I just think it's so important. And it's called The Letter Writing Project, and it's all about letter writing, which is a lost art. Like, do anybody here still write handwritten letters? But it's a beautiful book, and it inspired, I hopefully be very inspirational to us all. And I just thought, what another great way to take kind of a mental vacation, is trying to kind of get back into that kind of art of letter writing. And when you read her book, you can get it on Amazon now. If you go to I'll put the link in there. I think I have it up there on my Midlife Mojo must-have page. Links right to it. Or, watch her thing in a few weeks, and if it inspires you, purchase her book. But just another way, letter writing, another idea for taking that mental vacation. So that is it. Let me just make sure. I think I got all the comments. I think I did. Let's see, Barbie. You'll be going for a walk, laying in a hammock for sure. All right, sounds good. All right, well, I hope the rest of you guys have found some inspiration. Janina and Diane, I know you were looking for some suggestions, so I hope that something here kind of clicked with you and resonated with you. And for those of you listening on the replay, definitely, add things to the comments. I'm happy. I'm always kind of going back and looking so that I can support you guys in any way that I can. And that's all I got for this Midlife Mojo Monday. I will see you. For those of you who are doing intermittent fasting, remember, every Friday it's a Zoom. It's not a Facebook Live. I do a live Zoom for 30 minutes. You get me for 30 minutes to ask whatever you want. It can be about intermittent fasting. It doesn't have to be about intermittent fasting. It can be off topic if you want. I'm only seeming to have 1 or 2 people on there. So I got a note last week from a girl. We were the only ones, and she wrote me afterwards thanking me. She felt like she had her own private coach afterwards. So definitely get in on that. And that's it. And I have a wonderful, wonderful week, everybody. And I will see you in the group. Have a good one.